perfect for me? Choose easy. Choose Smile. Thanks, Smile Direct Club. Get started for free at Smile.
Greetings, my fellow earthlings, and our Vulcans or Christians or angels in human flesh, whereas our rival counterparts are the ones being of the fallen angels, demons. Yes, anyway though, I greet one and all of your persons among yourselves, being of humans or earthlings, as one who is part human or part earthling and part Vulcan or part angel otherwise, compared to the rival counterparts of my kind, being of the fallen ones. How are you all doing? Hopefully everyone is doing at least okay, if not better yet to be said, to be feeling all right, or if not best of all to be said, to be feeling blessed and stressed, more blessed and stressed, or too blessed to possibly become or be stressed. You and yours, the family friends, hopefully me and mine likewise as well, are all the same. And then a few, partner, forgive me if I could possibly once again be butchering the English language of the American dialect, and as well, if at some given moment in time, I could possibly sound off like Elmer Fudd or Sly Stallone with that of a slight speech impediment or speech defect, or like, one of our late presidents of the USA, or President DC, with that of a memory lapse episode, being of none other than President Ronald Wilson Reagan, the great communicator. How are you all doing this Thanksgiving Day holiday? All that thought. Where's my silverware? I just have to eat this with some in my hand. It's my Thanksgiving Day dinner meal. You like to see what it looks like? Or some? Okay. Have the macaroni and cheese, the dressing, the green beans. I had some greens at one time though. That's supposed to be sweet potatoes, cranberry, and biscuit. Oh, and this is dessert. And a sweet potato pie. Or pumpkin pie. One or the other. So how are you all doing, my social media family? Being of any subscribers, as well as any visitors to that, being of my own media and our personal social media channel and our chat room or comment section. Or like I said before, so I say again. So hopefully everyone is doing at least okay. Not bad that to be said, all right. If not best of all to be said. I'm feeling blessed and stressed. You and your family and friends, hopefully me and mine. That's right. What I thought. Let me put this back up. I've already eaten at least twice, I would think. Maybe nibbling now. I mean, be greedy. Well, they say feed the needy, not the greedy. Then I got pretty much so hungry again more or less. Possibly from all that typing, which I had done or did, in preparation for that being the present social media broadcast video. That's what I mean, eat and talk at the same time. You know, 'cause you gotta be careful of that. No one choke on people if you have some such rows of teeth like my own, then which more than 5 people are missing. I have yet to get dental years with, so therefore I have to eat my food much more slowly than usual. And I have had more teeth in my mouth for my rows of, I want to have more, keep my rows of teeth and tooth. I'm going to tell you, this macaroni and cheese is the bomb. You can find that last, no, whereas earlier, I felt I could have blew up on somebody. I mean, like a mental explosion of emotion, expressed verbally and physically. If I had caught up with the character of a person who had stole, however said, some such paper documents from me out of one of my bags, which I should have put in my school bag or book bag. So that would mean I'm partly at fault for having put it in the bag otherwise. And for one of these here, vicinity area neighborhood community soup kitchens, and I think that I call myself, I thought to be quite a good Samaritan before that, whereas I was passing out some snacks, before somebody went in my bag, and take some from me, on the fly, when I had my attention directed elsewhere, asking somebody else, if I food, did they want some of the snacks that I had, and that's when somebody got me, You'd be surprised how desperate the poor and needy and homeless get, especially the homeless that much more. During a holiday season as this here, for more than likely, more often than not, the lights are going to make it to fast hands come the Christmas season, which is just around the corner from this Thanksgiving Day holiday season. It comes to, all right. Now, I was pissed. I was cussing twin, like some kind of a drunken sailor on shoreleave, attempting to paint the town red with one's drinking buddies before they all were to have to return to base. And that was before I had calmed down, whereas I couldn't, address the issue to anybody because I don't know who took it, see? So I couldn't just mouth off to any of them and say, or to all of them in general and say, one of you MFs is going to have to return my paper document, otherwise all hell gonna break loose. Because I turn this damn free eating spot inside out. I tear it up and have it look like it's tore up from the floor up. If somebody don't return my paperwork documents within the next half an hour, I'm going to give y'all a quarter of an hour, but it ain't happening, Before you know it. Whereas if I would have gone off like that, the sponsors of that free eating spot of a soup kitchen would have called for the police, and then I would have from there be spending my Thanksgiving Day holiday in JAIL doing the jailhouse rock. If I had caused a commotion up in there, regardless of how,
You done yet? It's 2 a.m.
somebody else
Why
would
are
have
you still
provoked
scrolling
me
through videos?
by having
You're
pulled
not
that
paying
bogus
me
crap.
overtime here. If you really want to see something new,
With
why
their
not change
desperate
those
self.
shades that have been broken for the past 2 years?
No.
Let's tap the
I mean,
thumbtack app.
why in the
In a
world would you
matter
want
of
to steal
seconds,
somebody
you'll
else's
find a
paperwork
pro
documents
installed
anyway
new shades.
when it don't belong to you? You know?
With Thumbtack, you can easily find top-rated
You know what I'm
professionals
saying?
for
You know
every
what?
home
I
project.
mean,
Thumbtack, the
being
easy way to
of whatever
get your
kind, sort
When
of
I
type,
first started out as a filmmaker, I
you know,
didn't want to get into credit cards because
especially
I
if it's
realized
of
that nobody knew
important
about it,
paperwork,
and it felt
or
very
even if
risky
it
to me.
was,
So my friend told me about Chime,
you know,
the monthly credit builder
some
card.
stuff paperwork
It
that
was
is
great.
not
I don't have to worry about
really
interest.
that
I don't have to worry
important
about
for that
fees.
matter.
It wasn't a credit check.
Still all the
My score
same.
is up 80 points. I just finished
You don't
my
have
feature
a
film,
right
and it feels like
to
there's a
pop
future
somebody
ahead.
else's
So
paperwork
we're saving
document,
up
you
to
know.
buy a house. Look, if I can do it, you can do it too.
If
Join
it
me
can't
at
benefit you, you know what I'm saying?
Introducing the leading interactive fitness mode.
And so therefore I was so enraged. You know, I was pissed off, you know, to think that certain poor and needy and are homeless can stoop so low to do that, even for that being a holiday season. You know, being just ever so disrespectful of somebody else's property. You know, knowing all I know that we're all in the same boat. Being the poor and needy and are homeless, you know.
Awesome.
So I'm not hold that thought.
You're really taking your research to new heights.
I'm like, what the
Sofa. Free setup and mattress removal in any room.
Subscribers as well as
Captain's log, stardate 3012.4. Despite our best efforts to disengage computers, the Enterprise is still locked on a heading for the mysterious planet Talos 4. Meanwhile, as required by Starfleet General Orders, a preliminary
What the
hearing on
fuck,
Lieutenant
man?
Commander Spock is being convened. And
Right.
in all the years of my service,
Seriously, dog?
this is the most painful
No.
moment I've ever faced.
You want to deprive somebody else of their personal property or paper document. No. Now I can see if it was some personal property otherwise, you know, like a cell phone or a radio
Mutiny requires a trial board of no less than 3 command officers.
or
Since there are only 2 of that rank available,
some glasses
point out that there are 3 officers of command rank available. Yourself,
or,
Mendez.
you know, a wallet. Man, after all, if you snooze, you lose. And if you come up missing those items, the different sorts of types, then you partly at fault. But then the same argument could be put to the test. Could be said if you lose your paperwork document, then you partly at fault as well. If you weren't watching as much as you could have, you know. But besides that, the point I'm trying to make is that, you know, you cannot really use anybody else's paperwork documents, you know. That's for that one person, you know. What you gonna do with somebody else's paperwork document, huh? No. Because eventually, once that person were to make contact with the different credit bureaus, they're gonna find out that there had occurred a conflict of interest, or as it had happened, you know, especially in due regard in reference to matters being of which would complement identity theft. You know what I'm saying? And I would be wondering, why would the thief want to put oneself in that kind of predicament? I mean, you can run, but you cannot hide. Eventually, that kind of, whatchamacallit, put it mildly, but then that's not the half of what I mean. Would catch up with you. You know, if you perpetrating a fraud, you out here acting foul as you want to be. You know, making with the fast hands, stealing from somebody else. Even so, paperwork documents. You would think that the least thing you want to steal is paperwork documents that don't identify you as the person of the owner, who had lost paperwork documents to identify oneself, duh, you know what I'm saying? Why would you do that? You know, you put yourself at greater risk of being recognized or realized as a person of interest, of a character who could possibly be of the rank and file of the criminal elements. You know what I'm saying? Learn now. I mean, well, it is beyond my wildest imagination why somebody would do that. You know, you would really have to be desperate to steal somebody else's paper documents, you know. Unless it were to be a medical prescription and you can find some doctor and there's a pharmacist that is willing to risk losing one's professional license to practice and to prescribe medicines, to doctor paperwork documents, to make you out to become or be the recipient. So far as some of such others concerned, now they come to mind. But then it can be applied to other businesses. Unless you find some other kind of public servant, a professional that's willing to lose one's own license for a different sort of type of business, to doctor paperwork documents, to transfer the ownership of some item, some of such item product from the original owner to you, and with little no cost to you, and whereas you could pay some under the table money to whoever of a professional public servant that could assist you in clearing matters, to doctor some paperwork documents. You know, and not only you yourself as a thief could possibly go to jail, but the professional public servant who could possibly assist you in doctoring paperwork documents that you had stolen from somebody else who is the original owner of that being, for whatever services to have been acquired, obtained to benefit one, you know, in one regard or another. And that's including if it's an item product that the original owner needs, whereas you had copped, as in confiscated by thievery or by theft, the ownership of paperwork documents that could be associated with and representing some of such item products or benefits, etc. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just crazy to me. Well, it's either crazy or the actions of a serious drunk or hype, if you ask me. Because I'm like looking in my plastic bag, I can't find it nowhere. The paperwork document, several sheets of paperwork document. I'm like, what in the world? I'm like, what kind of riffraff am I dealing with here? Being for the atmosphere, for instance, probably one of the worst. No, that's not the half of correction. One of the worstest soup kitchens of the likes moonlighting as food pantries. You know, you got some soup kitchens moonlighting and food pantries. You got others that are just soup kitchens. I couldn't imagine. I'm like, what? I'm like, seriously though? And on a holiday, of all days, a holiday. Why can't we all just get along, especially for a holiday? A holiday season is supposed to be a season for Thanksgiving, and somebody wants to deprive another person of some such that is the property of still another, you know, to attempt to ruin somebody else's holiday. I was pissed. I felt like I could have turned that whole soup kitchen inside out. But like I said, if I had gone off at the mouth and be like ready to rumble, ready to put on my gorilla suit and my boxing gloves and ready to do the WWF more than quite a few of what I mean, said correction, or to get to, you know, showing my boxing skills, you know. Man, next you know, I would be put in jail or the crazy house for that matter, of both, you know. So I said, I'm going to leave it alone, but at the same time, thinking you dirty, rotten, low life, SOB, cocksucker. And I'm like thinking, whoever stole my paperwork documents, you's a life scumbag nigga or nigger, you know. And if I would find out who you were, I put my foot where the sun doesn't shine on you, and I make you get to know my name, so that you know the next time you contemplate thinking about stealing something from somebody else, you give that someone such second as well as serious thought. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm like trying to wind down for the night. I mean, the thing is, you hear what I'm saying? Social media channel. I subscribe and visit to my own media, personal social media channel, chat room conversation. I mean, I barely even read the paper document. I didn't really get the 411 on what was being said, you know. And here there's somebody already stole it, so I don't really know what it was of my own personal effects belonging to possession, you know. But it's gone now. So if it was something that could really be like regarding making reference to something of a nature of my personal survival, that it would be crucial for me to take care of necessary business at hand, I would never know until much later, and when I could have missed a scheduled appointment and then something. You hear what I'm saying? You feel me? So now you know what I'm talking about, right? So I was pissed, to think that somebody would do that to another person, to me, for a holiday season. I'm like saying, man, you have really, whoever stole my paperwork document, I'm thinking in my head, you have really got to be some kind of desperate SOB, a desperate low-life scumbag SOB to have done that. Trifling, man. That's sad, I'm thinking. Or whoever this male person is, because more likely it was more of a male than one female rival counterpart of life. So you have got to be a trifling, low-life scumbag, ugly, evil person to do that to another person on a holiday. You know what I'm saying? A holiday being which is not that much more, but equally as well to be considered as for a weekend where it's, it's supposed to be for rest and relaxation, and you want to stress somebody else out by pulling that bogus, foul, funky crap of 2-cent power play. I'm like, man. So I'm like thinking, well, I won't be playing the part of Good Samaritan anytime too soon, passing out any snacks to anybody behind this here. While I'm passing out snacks, some slide dog goes into my bag, while I'm passing out snacks, looking around and asking somebody goes into my bag and takes something that don't belong to them, as in my paper documents, to be much more specific. I'm not going to go into exactly what it was, but let's just say it was something I could use, something that was, regard personally myself, that I could have, use the services there, be it of services or be it help me to get something of an item product or so to be made of use for my own personal survival. And I didn't appreciate that. So that's what my Thanksgiving Day holiday season was like for this time of year of 2022, before this year were to go out and before the new year of 2023 were to begin. Somebody has already proved themselves to have become or be so funky and foul, stinking and high heaven for some social service center called the Matthew House. I was about to say, 37 in Wabash or Michigan, but rather it's 37 in Indiana. Sometimes I go there to eat as well as go elsewhere. So I'm pissed, just like right down the street from the CTA Green Line on the south side of Chicago. The Green Line with 39th Street between, State Street and Key Drive, and going north of the 39th Street Green Line. This place called the Map. This place is the place of business of a social service center called the Matthew House that services the poor, needy, and homeless, provide meals and showers, and some of such other set of rough. Yeah, for somebody to rip me off during a Thanksgiving Day holiday, that really hurt me, Well, something that was trying to tell me, man, you should put that in your book bag, put it in the plastic bag with the snacks in that. Well, so therefore, because I wouldn't listen, I'm part of that fault for that probably paperwork documents have been stolen from me. You know. But other than that, I just went ahead and got me something to eat regardless of that theft, and trying to chill out now. You know. Oh, an answer to your question, usually with the username Atara. I'm watching Pluto Free TV, then Relax as to be compared on to one of his business competitors, and I'm watching the old Star Trek series. Okay. But then I'm about to close out, you all. Well, as you know, I will usually give a basic intro, and then I will speak upon a subject matter, maybe one or two, or a couple few, depending on how I feel, 4 more for that matter. And then I will give the closing. Oh, with the slight interjection, I said, this is the first Thanksgiving Day holiday, you know, that being as is, not mistaken, that I will not be sharing, that I have not shared with my mom and grandma, being of whom are now dead, no longer in the land of the living, you know, or deceased. And I was already feeling like I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, only to have paperwork documents stolen from me to make me feel even more, you know, pissed off. So from there, I just left that easy spot much earlier than what I had intended to, and I went elsewhere to pick up Thanksgiving Day dinner meals, you know, get me first for myself and then seconds. And at the same time, if my mom and grandma were still living, I would pick up Thanksgiving Day dinner meals for them and then deliver it to their different places rather than as location. Then, as I had informed your person, you all before, so I said again, and as I suspect that both my mom and grandma had become subject to experiencing foul play at not only the different nursing homes they were at, but at the different hospitals, you know. And whereas, you know, I'm making reference to how, oh, thank you very much, use with the username L30. And I'm making reference to how I believe, you know, some of the personnel at the different hospitals as well as nursing homes had mentally and physically abused both of my elderly female relatives of my mom and grandma, you know. Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't worry about it. Somebody still paying with doctors for me. And then where I'm at, I'm living in a worse neighborhood. Because it wasn't neighbor from damn hell where I was at prior to then had flipped the script on me and had the management of the building where I was at. It wasn't a multiracial. And likewise, more prosperous, less poverty-stricken, less crime-ridden neighborhoods giving me the walking papers that he should have received. After I went through all the proper policies and the procedures and protocol to complain about him a number of times to the management, well as to the police for all the racket he was making daily and nightly, extreme incessant noise, different sorts of types. And then whereas I'm having to move because the management give me paperwork document that he should have received, and whereas on short notice I'm having to consider my last alternative option, being of which is to move into one of the less preferred vicinity neighborhood communities that we have here for this here, you know, predominantly ethnic minority and more poverty-stricken, more crime-ridden vicinity neighborhood communities, where I'm at now, just to keep from becoming the rank and file of the homeless statistical racial percentile or percentage. I'm sorry I broke down emotionally, you all, with tears and all, but I'm already really feel, I'm already enough at it feeling the funk because I lost my mom and grandma, where this is a Thanksgiving Day holiday season. I won't be spending with them neither for the upcoming Christmas one. And then somebody steals paperwork documents from me, you know, pertaining to myself, you know. What the damn hell are you gonna steal paperwork documents from another person that don't belong to you? What can you do with somebody else's paperwork document that identifies oneself, you know? Damn it. But anyway, though, I'm gonna close out you all by saying, if you haven't gotten Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, I would hope that you would think to do so now, while the blood is still running warm in your veins, by recognizing, realize what he himself had done or did upon the cross of Calvary hill ago, to suffering at the hands of some such Roman soldiers up under orders of their superiors, militaristic, political, religion, otherwise, from Satirius to Caesar to the Pharisees and Sadducees, but then nevertheless, ways he went to that cross of Calvary to fulfill biblical prophecy, to become the perfect sacrifice, the only sacrifice for you as well as for me. Don't steal my, what you call my trademark physical gesture, being of which I'm gonna have to copyright sometime in this year. So that any of us, being of whatever race and whatever walks of life, so I say as a backtrack here, with no purpose being once I'm going to far to continue for win-win, then my person last left off so I can finish up as a complete form previous for pride out in that same situation. So the end of us being of whatever race and whatever walks of life, fashion, society, or lifestyle preference, being of the old and young, like both two sexual, the male, the female, represent not only the human species, the global community is why I mentioned correction. We're this post now, regard whether or not I'm speaking correction, saying it is grammar, correct standard, proper English grammar, American dialect, some such quality. So the end of us, represent not only the human species, the global community within this post 911 era, new millennium apocalyptic day and age with doomsday clocking now. At a few minutes from that compared on our foreign previous prior to then, it was at a quarter midnight for these right biblically prepared times where the professed summons faith in them. From there we become to be blessed in one God and another, more ways one. First and foremost, with his salvation being on which is the only means by which any of us can or could possibly become citizens of the kingdom of heaven. Second of all, with his deliverance. But first of all, you have got to get his salvation, otherwise you have nothing coming so far as blessing is concerned. And if you make that transition for the great beyond the afterlife or the hereafter, without having gotten that blood sacrifice of salvation being of the only fire insurance, against the lake of fire down hell, then that being your final destination will be the lake of fire down hell, to be assembled with the rest of the lost damned human souls of unbelievers and non-believers, to be tortured and terrorized by the devil and his demons forever, compared on to how we as believers in God, as the Christians, aka Protestants, not Catholic, not supposed so-called Jehovah's Witnesses, not supposed so-called Latter-day Saints, would be in a company of like-minded believers in the presence of God as angels. No, I'm talking about we few believers in God as Christians, not any of those card-carrying members to the religious cults and many different religious denominations, being the religious conservative movement and the religious revolutionary movement, with all these different versions of Jonestown, Kool-Aid mixed punch. I mean, I don't care what Oprah Winfrey said. All roads do not lead to heaven. All roads may lead to the headquarters church of the devil and the demon, being a Catholic church, Vatican City, Rome, Italy, from whatever country, maybe all roads do not lead to heaven. You can believe that life once you find yourself with having to become subject to experiencing a rude awakening and waking up in the lake of fire down hell with the devil and the demons biting and clawing on you. You all take care and be safe. And I will get back with you later. Until then, peace and love, doing happiness. Yeah, peace.